Hello, I'm Sean.
And I'm Matt, and together,
We're the Daily Shatt.
Alright, and welcome to the third installment of the Daily Shatt. We're going to get right into it. First topic today is we're going to start with some football.
No, we're not. We're going to show the 2K scores. So me and Matt have a pretty good battle here, NBA 2K. And as you can see, Sean is the clear leader of the season. Season starting in January. Matt is trailing by several. And at the bottom you can see a win streak of 2. Granted, after a losing streak of 4, I'm on a winning streak of 2.
7 if you count the All-Star break.
We don't count All-Star break.
Yeah,
as real games,
we're on 3 games of All-Star break. You decided they didn't count, so.
Yeah, they're just practice. They're just tune-ups. So we're going to update you weekly, monthly, on my beatdown of Matt in NBA 2K.
By the time you guys see this again, it'll be a lot closer, and then the next time after that, old dad will be in the lead.
All right, so what were you saying, Matt?
So we're going to start off with some football. So there's been some not big names getting big-time paychecks, and one guy that might get a monster paycheck. We're going to start off with Blake Bortles, though. So Blake Bortles has obviously got a lot of flack in his day. He's subpar sometimes, good sometimes, rarely great.
Blake Bortles does not deserve a contract.
Okay, I disagree. I disagree on the size. I mean, I agree on the size. It's 3-year, $54 million. That's a big contract for a guy that...
Size matters, though, and he hasn't done anything.
You know Tom Brady has more playoff losses than him?
Blake Bortles fact.
Blake Bortles fact. I think the real question, what we're debating here is, does he deserve another chance as a starter for the Jaguars? Because 2 seasons ago, he was terrible. Half this season, he was awful. But the second half of this season and in the playoffs, he proved a team can win with him at quarterback.
He ran for more yards. They Tebowed him in the playoff game. He is not.
You look at the first playoff game, which was obviously room for concern. But then what about the next 2 where he played like a real quarterback?
I mean, they should have won.
He threw the ball.
They should have won.
Like, nobody can blame Blake Bortles for their playoff loss against New England.
But everybody will, because he could have done better.
And so I think the front office's big question was, does he deserve another chance? And they gave him his shot. If he does not prove it, you can definitely see him getting traded in the next year or 2.
The good thing with his contract is it's not all guaranteed.
Not all guaranteed.
Release him at the end of year 1. And I agree. I think Blake deserves another attempt.
He earned another attempt, that's for sure. But he's walking on thin ice, that's for sure.
The other one, Kirk Cousins. I have never been in the Kirk Cousins fan base. I'm not a big fan. He's shown some big numbers. I just do not think he can lead a team to the Super Bowl. $100 million?
Okay, yeah. Nobody, with the exception of Tom Brady, and I don't even think, I mean, maybe he gets the $100 million because he's great and he has a beautiful wife, but no quarterback deserves $100 million. I agree with you that Kirk Cousins isn't going to win you a Super Bowl, but I think you won't lose. He can help you win. On the right team, he can help you win.
I don't believe so. And what's the right team?
I say Denver.
I don't know if Denver's problem is a quarterback. Yeah, we need an increase in efficiency
offensive
there,
line,
but
quarterback.
O-line, some running back game. But
I was a firm believer all season that Simeon's biggest problem was he didn't have time. No quarterback can be good when you have no time.
They have the 5th spot. They have the 5th pick in the draft.
I go for an offensive lineman. I mean...
Really?
Offensive lineman, and then you sign Kirk Cousins?
No, Matt. You look to the future. Kirk Cousins maybe can get you through a year or 2, but there's a couple guys in the draft.
No, you can't look at the future. You got Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas, who both have 2, maybe 3 years of prime left. You've got pretty solid running back core, but you know injuries with running backs. You got a good defense that you got maybe 2 years left of that. You don't want to look at the future. You want to look at the now. You need a good enough quarterback that's going to help you win because they have everything else.
And Kirk Cousins is not that good enough quarterback.
I say he is. I say you draft a lineman and you sign Kirk Cousins and you win a Super Bowl in 2 years.
So. I think you draft your future quarterback. I think you draft your future quarterback. They're not going to get a top 10 pick in the next couple of years. I don't see him being this bad in the next few years. So you can't get one. And this is a solid draft class.
This is solid, which
we'll come up to that in a minute.
You can see that me and Sean aren't going to agree on this. I personally believe Kirk Cousins deserves a shot, and I think he's the right quarterback for a team that is just waiting for a quarterback. It was like the Texans last year. For the past 3 years, they've just been waiting for a quarterback. They've had the defense, they've had the skill positions, And then Deshaun Watson came in and things became interesting until he got hurt. The Broncos are like that. They just need a quarterback.
Got Brock Osweiler.
Osweiler. He plays his best coming off the bench. That's for
Kirk
sure.
Cousins does not deserve a $100 million contract. I don't know where he would be. My guess is going to be the Jets. I don't think he's going to be in Denver.
He doesn't deserve a $100 million contract. I think he belongs in Denver with a nice, sizable contract.
Nope, not in my Denver Broncos. Sorry. So, because we got 5 quarterbacks in this draft that I think can be solid. I got 4 that I think can be decent, and I got 1 that could be a Deshaun Watson-ish.
Give me your 5 in order.
My 5.
So before we get into that, the five are Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, and Lamar Jackson. And we're going to give our 5 in order.
In order, I think I'm going to go Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Rosen, and I could go Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson maybe, but I don't even know if he's going to play quarterback. You know, there's a couple other guys. So I think there's 4 solid, including Baker. I'd like to see what he does, but I go Josh Allen and Sam Darnold.
I mean, I agree with you for the most part. I would switch Darnold and Allen. I'd give Darnold the number 1 spot simply because he's played at a higher level. The MWC is weak. Josh Allen, I think he could either be the next
Cam Newton.
What's his face from
that dude
the place of the Eagles that came out of like an FCS school. Just forgot his name. Their quarterback.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, yeah.
It should have been MVP Carson
yeah,
Wentz.
Absolutely.
You can't forget that name.
It just escaped me for a second. I know the name, but I think Josh Allen could be that coming out of a small school.
Wait,
lots of potential, but it has
Sidetrack.
to be proven against real competition.
Nick Foles is a better option than Kirk Cousins. I'm dead serious.
You heard it here. One
serious.
of the Daily Shatt is mentally ill because that is bull.
Yeah.
No.
I believe Nick Foles could do better. So
Absolutely
anyway,
not. No.
Back to the draft.
So I give Darnold the 1 spot over Allen simply because he's played at a higher level.
What
But
do you think about?
I have high hopes for Allen.
Oh, what do you think about Sam Darnold not throwing at the combine? He's not going to throw.
I heard that. I don't know what the reason behind it. Is there health reasons, or is he just choosing not to? What's going on
he struggled, and at least he played in the bowl game, but he struggled a little bit coming down the stretch. He's young. I think he's great. I think he has a good opportunity to be a very good quarterback.
I dare say he has the highest ceiling of the quarterback draft.
I think him and Josh Allen, I like both. I think we know what we're going to get with Baker. I think you know what you're going to get with Josh Rosen, and I don't think Josh is going to be that good of a pro quarterback. I think he's going to be a long-term backup. But
a great backup.
But yeah, I'm interested to see what Sam Darnold and Josh Allen do, and I'm a little disappointed that Sam won't throw. But
that's what the combine's for, really. Like
Team Tebow didn't throw, Johnny Manziel didn't throw. There's a whole bunch of people that didn't throw, and I don't know if that usually ends up in their favor. He's waiting for. I think he's waiting for the pro day and not the combine. The pro
which
day
makes sense.
So I guess that's cool if he wants to throw to his guys and everything. So, but yeah, we'll follow the draft quite a bit coming up. That's going to be a big thing.
We'll keep you up to date for sure. Before we continue, one thing I put Baker Mayfield in my 3 and instead of Josh Rosen.
In your 3?
He's my number 3 spot. I think he's one of those quarterbacks. You look at like these smaller quarterbacks like Russell Wilson and Drew Brees. I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination he's going to be good as Drew Brees. But I'm saying he's one of those quarterbacks that's smaller but has that it factor, that knows how to make plays, that has a lot of heart, and I think that can carry him a long way. So I think he's got a high ceiling, low floor. I think Josh Rosen's attitude has already ruined his career, but if it hasn't, it will.
Rosen's attitude, Baker's attitude.
No.
He's got a little
completely
bit of
different.
money in him.
Completely different.
No, we'll see.
Lamar Jackson, I don't know if he'll be a great quarterback, but if he's not a great quarterback, he'll be an above average receiver. I do think that.
I don't know. He made a huge leap in quarterback skill between the last 2 seasons.
Bigger.
And he's bigger and he's a
he
little
was
bit stronger.
Skinny his Heisman year, but he got bigger.
So maybe he could be that Deshaun Watson type guy, but hopefully he's not an RG3 type guy. So he won't be there very long if so.
So this is a topic we'll definitely enjoy debating over the next few weeks. Going on to our next stuff. So fun fact about our buddy Sean here. Sean has a pretty extensive baseball background, played at a pretty high level. He understands the game. He's definitely our resident baseball aficionado. So, but he's got some sour feelings about where baseball's headed right now. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna let him take on that real quick.
I don't enjoy watching baseball. I don't think
Why,
a lot
though?
of people do. You can't rally around a team. Growing up, huge Braves fan. Again, as Matt mentioned, I played a lot of baseball all over the place, and you know, growing up a Braves fan, you could follow the team. You could follow Maddox and Smoltz and Sid Bream and David Justice for the most part, and Ron Gant and all those guys. You could really get around a team. You can't do that anymore. You can't get excited about a team, or the frickin' Derek Jeter is going to ship off the greatest thing to happen to the Marlins since they became a team. So you look at that and you look at what's happened in New York, and you can't blame the Yankees, but they're going to kill it. If they get mediocre pitching, they're going to absolutely destroy the league. They're going to have 2 guys hit 50 and maybe 3 hit 40. And so you can't really get excited over a team. I like the World Series. It was a great World Series, but you got 162 boring-ass games throughout the year. You're going to get trades. At the end of the year, you're going to get the freaking Astros to sign Verlander, knowing you need 2 pitchers to win a World Series and nothing else matters. So I have a hard time with some of that stuff.
That's another thing you mentioned. You talked about how you don't like it. I mean, it's all a pitching game now. You said you just need
the playoffs usually come down to pitching. A little high-scoring World Series, but typically you have a 1 and 2 guy. They're going to go a little, maybe on 3 days rest, and 2 solid pitchers are going to win you a World Series for the most part. So this year maybe it's different with the Yankees because they're going to score a dozen runs a game, but again, you can't really get excited about that about a lot of teams. So you can't be a Miami Marlin fan and again shipping off Giancarlo.
It's more about players than teams these days.
It is. Yep, you got to enjoy some players. Some cool players coming up though. The Japanese Babe Ruth has intrigued me. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Socha uses him. I think a lot of pitchers growing up. I know I grew up pitching, but I love to hit. And you don't get that opportunity a lot.
So yeah, explain the whole Japanese Babe Ruth guy coming up. Like it's unprecedented. Like it hasn't been seen in a long time.
Yeah, he can hit the ball. He can pitch well. And I think he's going to do okay in pitching in the American League ball. I think going into the American League, he's going to face a lot better teams. So we're going to see quickly what he can do on the mound. But he's going to DH. So I don't know if he's going to DH a couple of games in between starts, but Socha came out and said he's going to be starting pitcher first and the hitter second, but we'll see which one he ends the season as. So, maybe he has a little sore arm and he's sit out a couple of weeks of pitching, but he can still hit. It's a valuable dude. So I'm excited to see him. Russell Wilson, I think, should change sports now. I think
he's got to give it at least one shot. He won a Super Bowl. I mean,
he's done whatever he needs to do in the NFL. He's got a beautiful wife, and I'm sure they've got beautiful kids. But why not? Why not attempt it? Why get your brains beat down and risk that long-term effect when you can go out there and slug a baseball?
He hit 6 out for the first time picking up a bat in years.
Listen to me, Russell. You're in the wrong sport.
Give them both a shot.
Yeah. It's not been done before.
Quick side note before we get into the rest of this. Me and Sean got in a heavy debate this past week on, and this is not gay in any way, shape, or form. It's
This is the 3rd thing in a row we've mentioned. Just go.
I don't know what he's going to.
Yeah, you do.
Man crushes. And every man has them. There's 2 kinds of people in the world, those that do and those that lie about it. We both agreed that we immortalize Paul Walker.
I love Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
I can't even watch a Paul Walker film
without crying, But
it's my soft side. I do have a tender side.
So who would you say your man crush is there, son?
You want to know who's my man crush? My man crush. I've got a good one. Lou Diamond Phillips.
Lou Diamond?
I love LDP. Mr. Phillips. Mr. Diamond Phillips.
It's like a silver fox for you?
No, dude, as beautiful as the day since he was from in La Bamba until everything. I like the guy.
Don't you communicate with him on Twitter a little bit?
Yeah, I guarantee he's going to Twitter me back. Is that what it's called? Tweet me back.
Tweet, yeah.
But Lou Diamond Phillips. No,
Hashtag Twitter.
I actually enjoy. Longmire is the latest thing that I've loved of his, and I'm a little pissed that it's no longer on. But I think we should recreate Longmire, me and LDP.
Ashley's gonna be pissed. My man crush is. All right.
That's every man's
man
crush.
But it's different for me. It's different. Like, I've always loved Matthew McConaughey, from like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days to like Free State of Jones to everything. Well, the dude is perfect. Like, and he's also like a great family guy and is like a good human being, and he's beautiful.
I heard he smells, though. Doesn't like the deodorant.
Like awesomeness. Like
I don't know. Whatever you do, whatever you like.
We did say no. Are we gonna get in trouble for saying that? No homo.
We'll probably bleep that out.
Freedom of speech.
You can't do that anymore.
Trump's our president. We can do whatever we want.
Ah, you're so wrong.
I'm so right.
Moving on. Why did you bring up the man crush?
Because we haven't had any laughs yet. I just feel like it needed to happen.
Needed to break it up. So
I'm
gonna let Lou Diamond know.
All right,
Mr. Phillips. I don't know what he goes by.
You can let him know you're you're a fan or you're in love.
I'm a huge fan of his. Like, a lot of people just make movies to make movies. Will Smith, there's been no movie of Will Smith that's ever moved me. Watch La Bamba and not cry.
Watch Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith and not cry. Who the hell do you think you are?
I've never seen that.
Okay, let's get back to sports.
What we're paid to do is talk sports.
It was Sean's idea. Don't let him pin it on me. We're gonna get into some basketball here. What do you want? What are you thinking, Sean?
I think it's coming up to the end of the regular season. A lot of playoff chases. I would go with the MVP race. We should rename it the LeBron James MVP, and he should just say yes or no. He should have a default pass. Well, you want the MVP, LeBron? You say no, I'll give it to someone else because LeBron deserves it. However, there's a few others. I'm not a James Harden fan. I don't like his game, but he's led the team to the best record in the league. I was going to go with Boogie Cousins before he got hurt. I was down to Boogie.
He was playing.
I was down to
you
Boogie.
were down to Boogie.
But
hashtag down to Boogie.
But what Anthony Davis is doing now to lead that team into the playoffs and actually be a very contender in the playoffs, I would go AD and Harden. We'll see what AD does the next 20 games.
Absolutely, I think.
But that's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go with AD, Anthony Davis. The brow.
We're in agreement for the most part. I think.
It's a horrible show. We agree on everything.
It's for the most part.
Okay.
I think we can agree that LeBron should win it every year. It's literally should be called the LeBron James MVP trophy. I disagree on the AD part. I think it's too late. It's a little too late. And not
20-ish games left.
But Harden's been doing it for 60.
Yeah, but his game's garbage.
Absolutely. But the thing is it's not who's the most valuable player anymore. It's who puts up the best stats.
Who's got the best
on the
beard.
best team. Who has the best beard? I'm sure it's going to be influenced on it. But he has the best stats. They have the #1 record in the league right now. The dude has been the runner-up 2 years in a row. They feel bad for him. James Harden will get it this
Always
year.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Maybe this is his wedding season.
It's time. Some thirds that are relevant but not Durant.
Well, I think you put Durant and LeBron James there. I don't think LeBron will be in the top two. I think Harden or AD. Maybe. I don't know.
Even though I mean Harden's pretty valuable to his team, so I can't argue it. But it's such a I don't like the MVP trophy anymore because it's not the MVP. It's who put up the best numbers, and that should factor, but it shouldn't be the whole decision. You know?
Well, yeah. I mean, last year
Westbrook.
Yeah, I don't think he's MVP ever. I'm not a Westbrook fan either.
His team had a poor record.
But you can't not win the MVP and average a triple-double. But what LeBron's doing at his age with that team, both teams they've had, I'm good with LeBron, but I do hope AD. I would rather see AD myself win it than James Harden.
I mean, LeBron's coaching and playing. This is week 3 of us calling for Tyler's head. It'll happen.
It will happen. It
will happen.
Yep, so I think that... I think as far as basketball goes, then.
Would you like to add anything before we wrap things up, Sean?
Coming up in the next couple of weeks, we've got the draft. We have the playoffs winding down. We've got baseball starting. We've got a couple guest stars coming in. First of all, Callie Monson, who thinks Jimmy Butler is... She would put Jimmy Butler in the MVP race probably, so she'll come in and debate us why JB 2-3.
We all love JB, but that sounds like a super fan.
She's a super fan. She went to Chicago to see. She'll tell you all about that. So, Callie, it's time to step up.
You're welcome to join us.
So,
we have a few other guest stars lined up, but thank you for doing your daily Shatt with us.
That was a horrible closing, Matt. Bye.